Hi, welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. Indie games are what keep gaming exciting for me as they're always trying something new and taking risks. I just love indie games. So today I'm here to talk about some that are amazing but not getting the attention they deserve. Now, this isn't an amazing games you've probably never heard of list. If you're looking for that, I also have a video for it which I'll leave in the description. This video is focused on games that already reached some level of success and popularity, but in my opinion, not as much as they should have. So to start the list off, I want to talk about the Red Strings Club. At its core, the Red Strings Club is about human emotions, morality, and the limits of technology. You play as a bartender who mixes cocktails to influence people's moods, uncovering a conspiracy about corporations manipulating humanity's happiness. I just love how this game handles heavy topics like free will and technological ethics without feeling preachy. Every conversation you have feels meaningful. The writing is phenomenal. Every dialogue choice feels like it matters, and it often left me questioning my own morals as I played. It's stunning to look at, with beautiful pixel art that captures the moody, neon-lit aesthetic of a cyberpunk world. And the soundtrack is the cherry on top. It pulls you right into this dystopian, yet strangely hopeful atmosphere. This is one of those games where you'll sit back after finishing it and think, wow, I really need to process that. It also has replayability since your choices lead the story somewhere else. Now, let's talk about a game much darker. The Cat Lady is one of the most haunting games I've ever played. It's a psychological horror game that doesn't rely on cheap jump scares, but instead delves deep into themes of depression, loneliness, and ultimately healing. You play as Susan Ashworth, a woman who starts the game at rock bottom, believing there is no hope left in her life. But what follows is a surreal, nightmarish journey where she's forced to confront her traumas and find a reason to keep going. The way the game portrays mental health is raw and unfiltered. It doesn't sugarcoat anything, which makes Susan's eventual growth feel so much more earned and powerful. The art style is so unique and unsettling, perfectly matching the tone of the story, and the soundtrack adds so much to the atmosphere, with melancholic piano pieces that linger with you. While it's definitely not a game for everyone due to its heavy subject matter, it's a game that leaves a lasting impression. By the end, you feel like you've walked alongside Susan through her pain and her triumphs, and that's a rare experience in gaming. The next game is probably the most popular one on this list, but even so, I think it's still underrated. Oneshot is a puzzle adventure game where you guide a little child named Nico through a dying world to restore light to it. What makes Oneshot so special is how deeply it immerses you in its world. The game constantly breaks the fourth wall, making you feel like your presence matters just as much as Nico's. It's a game that doesn't just tell a story, it involves you in it. And Nico is one of the most enduring characters I've ever encountered in a game. The puzzles are clever but not frustrating, and the pixel art is beautifully crafted to bring the world to life. By the time you reach the ending, it's impossible not to feel emotional. This is one of those games where you'll want to sit quietly for a while after finishing it just to process everything. The next game started as a Skyrim mod, and honestly, it's kind of wild how much it evolved into its own masterpiece. The Forgotten City is a time loop mystery game where you explore a Roman city cursed by a strange rule. If one person sins, everyone dies. What I love most about this game is how it uses the time loop mechanic so effectively. Every time you loop, you learn more about the city and its inhabitants, piecing together clues to uncover the truth. The characters are so well written, they all have their own motivations, secrets, and perspectives, which makes every interaction feel meaningful. The game doesn't shy away from big philosophical questions like what is justice, what is morality, how do you weigh the needs of the many against the needs of the few? These themes are woven seamlessly into the gameplay, making it feel like you're not just solving a mystery, but also engaging in a philosophical debate. It's a game that respects your intelligence and rewards your curiosity. The next game is also one of my favorite games ever. A Short Hike is just pure cozy perfection. You play as a little bird named Claire, hiking up a mountain and talking to other characters along the way. And that's it. That's the game. And it's absolutely beautiful. I think what makes this game so magical is its simplicity. There is no pressure to complete objectives or follow a strict path. You're free to explore at your own pace, collecting treasures, chatting with quirky characters, and taking in the gorgeous scenery. The whole game feels like a warm hug. But what really stands out is how the game captures the joy of exploration and the beauty of small, quiet moments. It's a short experience, but it's packed with so much heart. By the end of your hike, you'll feel like you've taken a breath of fresh air, both literally and metaphorically. Not for broadcast is a genius FMV game where you control what's aired on live television. You're deciding which camera angles to show, what ads to play, and even how to censor things, all while navigating a political dystopia. It's so funny, stressful, and sometimes surprisingly emotional. The game does such a great job of showing how media can shape public perception and the choices you make matter. Plus, the acting is just so good. It's such a unique game that deserves more love. The next game is a haunting, atmospheric exploration of grief and trauma. Martha is Dead is a psychological horror set in 1944 Italy, where you play as a young woman trying to uncover the truth behind her twin sister Martha's mysterious death. The game dives straight into the human psyche. It's an exploration of family secrets, guilt, and the lasting effects of war. The game doesn't shy away from heavy and unsettling imagery, so it's definitely not for the faint of heart. I still remember playing it for the first time and feeling sick for days. I wish someone warned me actually, but if you're willing to face the darker sides of storytelling, you'll find a narrative that's both deeply personal and universally resonant. Visually, Martha is Dead is breathtaking. The photorealistic graphics make every environment feel alive, from the sun-dappled Italian countryside to the eerie nighttime settings. But sadly, I have to mention it's really not well optimized. At least it wasn't when I played it 2 years ago, and it affected my experience a lot. The game also incorporates fascinating mechanics like old-fashioned photography. These details make the world feel immersive and authentic. If they fix the optimization issues, I would definitely recommend Martha is Dead for those looking to play a great psychological horror game. Sayonara Wild Hearts is like playing through a dream. It's a rhythm action game, but it's also a journey through heartbreak, self-discovery, and healing. You follow a young woman as she traverses a surreal, neon-drenched landscapes to recover the shattered pieces of her heart. What sets this game apart is its sheer artistry. The visuals are stunning, blending vibrant neon colors with a bold, graphic art style that feels like a living music video. And the soundtrack? Just perfect. Each level is set to a song, creating a seamless fusion of music and gameplay. The songs range from energetic pop anthems to emotional ballads, perfectly matching the tone of the story. I also loved how the story was vague enough so that you could interpret it to match what you're going through in your own life. Okay, if you love detective games, Return of the Obra Dinn is a must-play. It's a first-person mystery game where you play as an insurance investigator trying to uncover the fates of the crew aboard a ghost ship. The game's art style is one of its defining features. It uses a monochromatic, one-bit aesthetic inspired by old computer graphics, which somehow makes the experience even more immersive. The visual style might seem off-putting to some, but it's incredibly effective at building tension and atmosphere. The gameplay revolves around using a magical pocket watch to witness the final moments of the crew's lives. From there, you piece together clues to figure out who they were, how they died, and who or what was responsible. It's like solving a massive interconnected puzzle, and the satisfaction of putting the pieces together is unmatched. The next, and also the last game I want to talk about is Strange Horticulture. Horticulture. This is one of the most unique games I've ever played. It's a cozy yet mysterious puzzle game where you run a little plant shop in a small town. This game is probably the most dark academia game I've played, if you're into terms like that. The gameplay involves identifying plants based on cryptic clues, solving puzzles, and interacting with townsfolk who come to your shop seeking remedies or answers. But there is more to this game than meets the eye. As you delve deeper, you uncover a darker story about the town's secrets and your own role in them. It's the kind of game where you can spend hours just identifying plants and reading through your in-game journal. It's so relaxing yet engaging at the same time. There's also a sense of agency in how you handle each customer. Do you give them what they're asking for, or do you steer them in a different direction? Your choices shape the story in a subtle but meaningful way, making every interaction feel significant. If you're a fan of games like Papers, Please or Potion Craft, you'll absolutely adore this. And those are 10 indie games I think are perfect and need more praise. Let me know if you would like a part 2, and also what games would you add to this list. And I'll see you in another corner of the internet. Bye bye!